What is going on, guys? In today's video, it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be a top 10 NFL mock draft 2020. I'm only going to do the top 10 because I don't want to be sitting here talking for 35 minutes. Just going to be, the top 10 best players, best fits. This is where when I did this mock draft, I basically looked at the team fits, team needs the most. And that's kind of how I made my prediction. So with the first pick, it's the no-brainer. Joe Burrow going number one to the Bengals. Their biggest needs are either QB or an offensive line. I mean, we all know that their offensive line, it's not the greatest. They focused a lot on their offensive weapons, their running backs, their wide receivers over the years. You know, you do have a lot of secret weapons that Joe Burrow can throw to in the first year. I think he's going to start right away. You have AJ Green, who is in the prime of his career right now. We all know the last 2 years, injuries have definitely slowed him down, but when he is healthy, he to me is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. A lot of people are going to say, oh, maybe not now because of the injuries. But man, oh man, I think Joe Burrow is the franchise quarterback. He's the no-brainer for me. I think he could lead Cincy to success for the next 15 years. I got Joe Burrow going number one. Now at number 2, I have the Washington Redskins taking edge. Chase Young. I think this guy is easily, potentially, the best player in this draft. A lot of people, they had him potentially going number 1 over Joe Burrow, but just the season that Joe Burrow had was just magical. 60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, led LSU to winning it all. It was, a picture-perfect season for Joe Burrow, so I had him going 1. Chase Young is a great consolation prize. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why is Washington going to take Chase Young here? They have Ryan Kerrigan and Montez Sweat, who was their first rounder last year. But we got to remember, Ryan Kerrigan is going to turn 32 in August, so we don't really know how many more great years he has. But again, you got to protect Dwayne Haskins. This guy is your prized possession in Washington. A lot of guys are already potentially giving up on him. I am one of those guys that is not giving up on Dwayne Haskins. So even though they have Montez Sweat and Ryan Kerrigan at the edge position, I got Chase Young going there. He is way too good to pass up for Washington. I have Chase Young going number 2. Now, number 3, it's pretty funny. Right now, it belongs to Detroit, and for me, their biggest need, no doubt about it, is either their defensive line or a cornerback. And here's the thing. Miami, it depends on if they're really scared if the Lions are going to go all in for maybe Tua or Herbert for that quarterback. But you know what? They have Drew Stafford right now, and I'm pretty sure the Lions believe that he is the answer to their prayers. So I got the Lions taking Okudah here. A lot of people are going to scratch their head at me for that one, but I think Okudah is the perfect fit. He's the ideal scenario for Detroit. The Lions land the top corner in this class for sure, and he will definitely make an impact, I think, right away for this team. Like I said, or like a lot of other people have said, you could easily get Jeff Okudah at number 5 or number 6 in this draft. So for me, the only exciting thing with this third pick is you got to see if either Miami or the Chargers are going to make the move to jump up to maybe get Tua or Herbert at number 3. But for now, I have the Lions keeping the pick at 3 and take Jeff Okudah. Now, the Giants have the 4th pick, and, they took Daniel Jones last year with their top pick. So this year's pick, I think the Giants' top need is an offensive tackle. And for me, it really came down to Jedrick Wills from Alabama and Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. And I'm going to give the edge to Tristan Wirfs. I think he is a little bit better. I think he's a little more polished than Jedrick Wills. A lot of people may disagree with me on that. But again, they need to protect Daniel Jones. They need to have a better offensive tackle. The Giants' biggest team need is an offensive tackle. This is the perfect fit here. Tristan Wirfs or Jedrick Wills, either way, would make the Giants' offensive tackle situation a lot, better. So I think the Giants, they have an idea of who they're going to take here. But for me, I'm going to say Tristan Wirfs for now goes number 4 to the Giants. Now at number 5, it's pretty funny. Tua has been linked with Miami all season for me, but Justin Herbert recently has been creeping up on Tua to potentially go ahead of him. For me, it's tough. I mean, you could flip a coin. I think Herbert is amazing. He's got the size advantage at 6'6", where Tua's 6'1". Tua, I think, could have easily been a top 3 pick if it wasn't for injuries. But for now, I'm just going to stick with Tua going 5th to Miami. He's been linked with them all season long. When you think of team needs, you think of a long-term quarterback. I know they added Jordan Howard this offseason, and they do have Fitzmagic for now, but long-term, the Dolphins need that star quarterback, and I think they're going to take Tua here. I know a lot of people are going to say maybe Herbert can be the better long-term option when you think of health, but I think Tua is the better football player of the two quarterbacks, so I have Tua going 5th to the Miami Dolphins. Same thing in LA, the exact same situation right now. They have Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if they're I don't know if they're all in with Tyrod Taylor. So I think the Chargers here, they're going to take Justin Herbert at 6. Tyrod Taylor, he's shown glimpses of brilliance, but I don't think this is your franchise quarterback. No disrespect to Tyrod Taylor. I think this is just a bridge scenario for him. Maybe for the next 2 years, you could have Tyrod Taylor start, and then as he gets a little bit older and the confidence builds in Justin Herbert or Tua, whoever they draft, then they could lead. The Chargers offense. But for now, I got Justin Herbert going 6 to the Chargers with the no-brainer pick there. At number 7, I have the Carolina Panthers taking Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. I think when you think of team needs, I definitely think of Derrick Brown at this situation. But again, you got to take the best player available. And at this point, especially on the draft table at number 7, where I think Isaiah Simmons could easily go as high as number 4. I think Carolina is licking their lips with this pick here. I think they take Isaiah Simmons, where fans may not be as happy with this when you think of the team need. I still think maybe the better fit is Derrick Brown. But I think at this point, when you're Carolina's GM and it's a brand new GM, I think you got to go with the best player available, and I think Carolina is going with Isaiah Simmons with this pick. At number 8, I think this is a perfect fit and a perfect place for the Cardinals, I think, in the draft. Number 8, I think Steve Keim, I think he will face a dilemma with the 8th pick here. But for me, it's a no-brainer. You have to protect your uber-talented number 1 QB in Kyler Murray. So who better than taking, of course, Jedrick Wills here, the offensive tackle in Alabama. This guy is big-time money. It's either Wirfs or Wills, like I said. Those are the 2 best offensive tackles, and you need to protect your prized possession. For me, this is a perfect fit, perfect place as well in the draft for Arizona. They take Jedrick Wills here as their offensive tackles just last year were not good enough, and Kyler Murray definitely saw that. So for me, Jedrick Wills goes number 8 to Arizona. At number 9, perfect scenario as well. I got Derrick Brown going to Jacksonville. Now, a lot of people are saying, is Jacksonville going to go and are they going to try and get a QB here? I think Gardner Minshew is actually the guy in Jacksonville especially the fan base is behind him. They do need a cornerback, but I do think the defensive line is the second best need. It's between that and the cornerback, but they can't trade up to get the best cornerback in Okudah. So I think here they get Derrick Brown. I think this is a perfect fit and a perfect scenario as well for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I got Derrick Brown, defensive line, going to Jacksonville. And to finish this video, at number 10, we all know that Cleveland, they have a lot of offensive weapons. They need an offensive tackle to protect Baker Mayfield at all costs. So I got Andrew Thomas from Georgia going to the Cleveland Browns. When you think of the amount of offensive tackles that are in potentially the top 15, it's actually a perfect fit for teams like Jacksonville, Cleveland, Arizona, Carolina, the Giants, teams that desperately need better defense and just players to protect their prized possessions in Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, all these young up-and-coming QBs, they need to be protected. So I think, again, a perfect fit for Cleveland here at number 10. They get Andrew Thomas, who will protect Baker Mayfield for years and years going down the line. So with that being said, that is my top 10 NFL mock draft. Make sure to comment your mock draft down below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my picks. Also remember, these are just opinions, and let's just enjoy this draft in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.